If you want to support the platform, just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Now, this is just a snippet from a short Vice interview that they did with a few Asian American panelists from, all over background wise, reflective, all over a variety of, different Asian areas. But I wanted to specifically just zoom in on this one piece that deals with Kamala Harris.
Lack of engagement or, claiming to be apolitical. I think when Kamala became vice president, there wasn't really that much support that I saw from the Asian community. And she's our first Asian American woman to be elected in such a high position of office. So where is the support? Just because she may not look a specific way.
So what you're saying is that the broader Asian American community, which might include East Asians and otherwise, didn't speak up enough for having a South Asian person like Kamala Harris of mixed race become vice president of the United States. So divisions within itself.
Yes. Like, I did not see very many East Asians come out and be like, Asian American representation. But I saw plenty of Black people come out and be like, Black representation, So there is definitely a lot of divisiveness within our own communities that we need to understand and recognize. Being Asian is not just being East Asian.
I piggyback off that. I think Kamala Harris does not get the love from the Asian community because she picks and chooses when she wants to be whatever her identity is. When she's on TV, on camera, I'm a Black woman, blah, 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 blah. But she only claims her Indian and Asian background when she's in the fundraisers with the rich Indians. She's doing it to herself. She's dividing her identity by playing up, code switching. I know AOC likes to use the word code switching to the Black community when she's on camera, and then code switching to the Asian community when she's raising money. Don't be surprised if, you only come around when you're asking for a check, and then we're not in the streets, as hard as you would like us to be. But then again, you don't go on camera wearing a dot on your head and the jasmine in your hair, right?
Now, the reason I wanted to specifically focus in on that is the fact that you have the Asian community, right? These are a variety of Asians that were on this panel. They were specifically speaking on the fact that Kamala Harris is Asian. She is that is where she descends from. That is where her lineage, directly comes from. Some people have stated that, well, she does have, a parent, who is heavily, melanated. I think the individual might have been Haitian. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But even still, you have two things that takes place. And I've talked about this before, I think in a few other videos along with other people, which is when Kamala is directly, in front of Black people, she will portray herself as a Black woman, right? So you'll see her dancing with the bands, offbeat. You'll see her talking about food recently in one clip.
Hello, everyone, and happy Kwanzaa. Doug and I send our warmest wishes to all of you this holiday season.
During Kwanzaa, we celebrate the history and heritage of the African American community and the African diaspora.
Growing up, Kwanzaa was always a special time. We came together with generations of friends and family and neighbors. There were never enough chairs, so my sister and I and the other children would often sit on the floor, and together we lit the candles of the Kinara, and then the elders would talk about how Kwanzaa is a time to celebrate culture, community, and family. And they, of course, taught us about the 7 principles. My favorite principle was always the second, Kujichagulia, self-determination, the power to design your own life and determine your own future. And it is a deeply American principle, one that guides me every day as Vice President.
To everyone celebrating, we hope your week is filled with love and light. From our family to yours,
Happy Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
And wait a minute. Do y'all see what I see? Do you see what I see?
I see it, and it's called BS. And this is one of the many things that I've tried to, tell some black women directly up there while they were deciding to be on social media, wanting to cheer and be in awe and amazement of Kamala Harris. And there's a variety of things dealing with Kamala Harris and the things that she has done prosecutioner wise that has harmed the black community. But I will allow people to do their own research specifically on that. My whole main thing is this. As you can clearly see in the video that I posted to you, there was, a few other things there. You saw the image of what appeared to be Kamala Harris and her husband directly in their home with some cornbread, some black eyed peas, and all of those, great things. Magically, they, for whatever reason, was cooking that in her household, which is a little bit odd to me, but whatever. And then at the very bottom, there's a image of the great Kamala Harris, and it is that of her younger years with a black man, right? And it stated 29-year-old Kamala Harris began an affair with a powerful San Francisco politician, Willie Brown, then 60 at the time and married, who appointed her to two lucrative positions only to dump her after he was voted first black mayor of the city. So, yet again, this in a sense shows you what it takes to get directly up there to the upper echelon if, an individual is a woman. And, some of these things were actually pretty out in the open during the time. Some people were actually pretty bold, right? It was also stated within the article during that time, a 29-year-old Kamala, while she was seeing a 60 something year old politician at the time. He was not divorced from his wife, and still to this day, from what I am reading, they're still not divorced. She at that time actually stated to people that she was dating him, that is his date. I'm like, wow, that's pretty bold. That's pretty bold, knowing the fact that you are with a married man publicly, and publicly you are going to tell everybody that you are dating. Wow. I could have sworn that would have been considered a homewrecker. Now, also within that same article, they stated that Willie was separated or whatnot from his wife for quite some time. But for a lot of people, if you are married and the divorce papers aren't signed, then guess what? You are still married. No matter how far apart you may be, you are still legally married. You're just married and separate. That's pretty much what that is. And like I said, I like to look at a lot of things, and if I'm in a sense looking at this is a pretty shady individual. Just stating, pretty shady individual. And there's more than likely a lot of other things cooking there that we, just don't see and probably will never see. But that is just clear cut a glimpse of the type of woman Kamala Harris actually is. And yet again, also to point out the fact that she code switches a lot. She is not quote unquote a black woman. Now, some people reading through the article, or I think reading through some tweets, somebody might have said that her father was Jamaican. I think earlier I said Haitian. So Haitian, Jamaican. Like I said, I know those are two, different, areas. So again, somebody can correct me on which one it specifically is, because there's some mixed information directly out here. Um, but at a given point in time, she'll decide to state that, hey, I'm black, or she'll decide to try to portray or act as black. Other times, she'll do whatever it is that she wants to do. When she is in front of the camera and it's a video for the White House and it's from her, specific Twitter account, that is the public, I guess, White House Twitter account, however it basically goes, she is in this arena. She is assuming the role and the position of a wife who is also a vice president. She is also assuming the role of innocence, being submissive, while at the same time still being a woman of power. So, like I said, people can take it exactly how they take it. I'm just here to let people know exactly what it is. And if you don't want to believe me, go back and listen to what it is that the Asian Americans specifically stated about Kamala Harris. Like I said, if I'm obviously lying, then that means that you're stating that they're lying. Just saying. Just saying.